This demo is all about how to select your images, crop your images, and save your images for our very first project. I'm doing this demo on my home computer, so it looks a little bit different than your school computers, but Photoshop and Bridge that we're going to use are all the same. The first step that you need to do is to open Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Bridge. Those two programs you can access on your computer in the bottom left-hand corner with the little Windows tab. If you click on that, it will pull up all of your programs. Bridge, Adobe Bridge, is the program you want to open first. Adobe Bridge is pretty much a new version of your file explorer that we've been copying and pasting images from. But it's better because you can label your photographs and organize your photographs better here. It's also an Adobe program that bridges your files from one Adobe program to another. So it works with Photoshop very well. Here's what you're going to do. On the left-hand side, you will see all of your drives, and you'll see on your school computer this PC, which you can click on, and then you can navigate to your student drive and find your photographs. I did forget to mention though, if you have your partner's photographs on your computer and you need to get them to your partner, the best way to do that is to go into your Google Drive, right? And to put all of your partner's photos in a file. So you can right click in here and make a new folder and call it, your partner's name. Howdy, partner. Say create. Open this folder, right click inside here and say upload files. Then you can navigate to your files on your computer and select the ones that you want that belong to your partner and say open, and they will open in here. Once you get all your partner's photographs in their own folder, you can go to that folder and you can share it with them. And all you really have to do is start to type in their last name. And it'll pop up, and you can share that, you can send that and share it right to them. Okay, so that's how to get your partner, because I know for this project we were working in partners and we didn't have enough time for everybody to put their own photographs on their own computer, so you might have files on somebody else's computer. So that's step one, you need to get there. Once you get your files on your student drive, then you open Adobe Bridge. Navigate to this PC and then your student drive and open the folder that has your project in it. You'll see all your photographs here. When you click on a photograph, if you are in the Essentials tab, when you click on a photograph, down here you'll see, look at this, here's your aperture, and here's your shutter speed, and here's your ISO. Every single picture that you click on will show you the settings that you had that photograph set to, right? Which is pretty fantastic. And we're going to use that later. So what you want to do, this is great, this is called the thumbnail view, this is the Essentials tab. You can click on your photographs and go to the film strip view. That will show you your photograph larger. Make the whole window bigger. And you can flip through and look at your pictures larger, okay? These photographs are actually some photos I took this summer for a grad class that I was taking, just if you were wondering, okay? When you see a photograph that you like, the great thing about Adobe Bridge is that you can start labeling it, right? If I see a photograph I really like, say I really like this photo, I can press Control-6, and what that does is it labels it red. See how there's a little red dot here? I think on the school computers it was like a little red line. So you can go through, and every photograph that you like, Control-6, and label it, right? Control 6, and label it. You can go through all your photographs like that, right? Control 6 and label. Once you get through all your photographs and you're Control 6 and labeling the ones that you like, you'll notice that over here, let's see, over here, you will have labels. This says no selection, and I have 5 red selected images. Okay, if I click on that, I'll see the ones that I just labeled red. All right. After that, you can actually Control 7 will make it yellow. Control 8 will make it green. Control 9 will make it blue. So you could start by dwindling down the hundreds of pictures that you took for this project and dwindling them down to the 4 photographs that you're going to edit and print for your final. Okay? Organize yourself however you would like. Sometimes I'll do red first, and then I'll go through the red ones and do yellow for the ones that I really, really like, and then green for the ones that I really, really, really like. Or you have 4 different colors here. If you want to label them like red is all my short depth of field, yellow is all my long depth of field, and you can do that sort of thing as well. That's totally up to you. Okay? After you have your photographs selected and you know which ones you want to use, when you double click on a picture, it's actually going to open that picture in Photoshop. Boom, right here like this. I did also forget to mention, when you log on to any Adobe any Adobe programs on the school computer, you need to click on the sign in and sign in with your Gmail, and then click on the word password. And when you click on the word password, it's going to take you to another screen that you need to log into. As a school. The second option says something about school, so you click on that. And then it's going to bring up another screen that says something along the lines of, I'm trying to remember all this, not being at school and being at home right now. It looks like your typical Google password, and you'll have to do your Google Gmail and your Google password, and then you'll be able to open Adobe Bridge and Adobe Photoshop. Okay, so Photoshop, here we go. The only thing we're doing in Photoshop right now is cropping this image. So on your left-hand side, you have your toolbar, right? Anytime you click on a tool, the top toolbar will change according to the options in that tool. Okay, so you can see all of this. Also, if you hover on the tool, it will show you what that tool is. Okay. A lot of these tools have little triangles in the bottom corner. You can click and hold on that triangle, and you will actually see hidden tools behind that tool. Okay. Another thing I want to show you, if you go over here to the upper right-hand corner, if you click here, you have different workspaces. Photoshop is not just for photographs. You can do all kinds of things in Photoshop. And if you click on the photography, because we're working solely in photography, it will bring up all the tools that you need for a typical, photo edit. So that's really nice to do too. You click on photography, it changes everything. Over here is your palettes. You have your histogram and your navigator. Your navigator, you can zoom in and zoom out, and you can move around your picture too if you want to do that. Okay. Down here you have your adjustments. We're not going to play with those for this project. I don't want you to touch any of these. Those are for later. And then down here you have your layers, your channels, and your paths, which we will work on later, but we won't need them right now. Okay, so how to crop. Your 5th tool down is your crop tool. Okay, we are going to crop these images to a 5:7 with the resolution of 300. That's very important. And to do that, you need to click on this drop down, and you need to make sure it's on WH resolution, width, height, resolution. Okay. When you do it that way, you can tell it, I want my photograph to be a 7 by 5 and 300 resolution. 300 resolution is a good resolution to print, okay? Now you'll see your photograph is cropped here. You can move the crop in, you can move the crop out. If you go to the corner, you can turn it. So if you have a crooked horizon line or something like that, if something's crooked in your picture, you can change that. This will always be a 5 by 7, okay? You can't distort it. It will keep the 5 by 7 ratio. Even if I pull here, it's going to keep the same square, okay? You can click on your photo and you can move it around and, you know, crop it up the way that you like. Get rid of some things in the frame if you don't need to have them in the frame. Whatever you want to do, right? If you want to take a vertical or a horizontal picture like this and flip it to a vertical, you could just press these little arrows right here and it flips it to a vertical, and then I could potentially crop my horizontal picture to a vertical picture. Okay, we're going to go back though because that doesn't want to be a vertical. And when you're all done and you like it, you press the check mark and it resizes your picture. To check that you did that correctly, you can go up here to Image and Image Size. It will show you my width is a 7, my height is a 5, my resolution is a 300 inches. Very good. Okay. Lastly, you need to save these photographs. So you're going to go to File and you're going to go to Save As. I always say there's 3 things when you're saving a project. Where are you saving it? What are you calling it? And what file type is it? Okay. You want to name it something different and also name it something useful. So if I name this blah, 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 that is not useful. I'm not going to be able to find that file later if I need to. If I name this blurred motion 5 by 7, okay, I know exactly what this file is when I'm searching through my folders, okay? So name it something useful. Also rename it because we're cropping it and you want to keep the original. If you don't rename it to something different, you'll actually save over the file instead of saving a copy of the file. So always make sure that you go to your student drive first and you're putting it in your student drive folder, right? So where are you saving it? What are you naming it? And what file type is it? It should be a JPEG, okay? I know your save as looks a little different than mine because I'm working on a Mac right now and you're working on a PC, but same things that are there. Where are you saving it? What are you calling it? What file type is it? And then say save, okay? This little box is going to pop up. All this is your quality, all right? I would put it on maximum because why not? Why would you want any less? And then say okay, all right? And you'll see that it changed here. Blurred motion 5 by 7 JPEG, okay? Do that to all 4 of your photographs for this project and save them in your student drive. And then I will show you how to print in class.